1. Tórshavn. The capital of the Faroe Islands, Tórshavn, is one of the smallest capitals in the world, yet it exudes a unique charm. Nestled on the island of Stromø, the city combines modern life with deep-rooted traditions. Walking through Tingins, the historic district, you'll see ancient wooden turf-roofed houses, where the Faroese parliament once gathered, and still does today. The narrow lanes and red-painted government buildings feel like stepping back into Viking times. Yet, Tórshavn also surprises with its vibrant café culture, boutique shops, and cultural festivals. The harbor, with its fishing boats, adds to the city's authentic maritime atmosphere. On rainy days, the Nordic house offers concerts, exhibitions, and cultural events that connect tradition with modern creativity. Summer brings lively music festivals like Múlafossur, where the entire city turns into a celebration of Faroese heritage. From here, ferries can whisk you away to neighboring islands, making Tórshavn the perfect starting point for exploration. 2. Saksun. Saksun is a remote village on Stromø that feels like a painting come to life. Surrounded by mountains and sitting at the end of a long fjord, the setting is breathtaking. The village is known for its church and traditional turf-roofed houses, which blend harmoniously into the landscape. At low tide, you can walk along the Black Sand Lagoon, which opens dramatically to the North Atlantic. The peaceful atmosphere, combined with the natural beauty, makes Saksun a must-visit for photographers and anyone searching for tranquility. The Dvigardar Farm Museum gives you insight into centuries-old Faroese rural life. The silence of the valley, interrupted only by seabirds, creates an almost spiritual experience. Every season paints Saksun differently: lush green in summer, misty and mystical in winter. The quiet church overlooking the lagoon adds a spiritual atmosphere, as if time itself slows down here. Hiking paths around the village lead to sweeping views of waterfalls, cascading down the surrounding cliffs. It's a place where nature and solitude combine, offering visitors a rare chance to feel completely immersed in the Faroese wilderness. 3. Gjógv. Located on the island of Eysturoy, Gjógv is a small village famous for its deep natural gorge that leads directly into the sea. This gorge has historically been used as a natural harbor for boats, and today it's one of the most picturesque spots in the Faroes. Surrounded by mountains and open sea, Gjógv is a paradise for hikers, birdwatchers, and nature lovers. The brightly colored houses add charm, standing out vividly against the dramatic backdrop of cliffs and ocean. The area is peaceful and untouched, making it ideal for anyone looking to connect with nature. From the village, you can hike up to the nearby mountains for stunning panoramic views. Puffins often nest in the surrounding cliffs, giving bird enthusiasts memorable sightings in season. In calm weather, the gorge's pool mirrors the sky, creating unforgettable reflections at sunrise and sunset. The surrounding cliffs are also home to colonies of seabirds, whose cries echo through the fjord, adding a wild charm to the setting. Wandering the quiet village lanes, with turf-roofed houses and blooming gardens, makes Gjógv feel like a timeless retreat. 4. Kirkjubøur. Kirkjubøur, on the island of Stromø, is the most important historical site in the Faroe Islands. Once the ecclesiastical and cultural center of the islands, it holds ruins and buildings that tell centuries of history. The standout is the Magnus Cathedral, a roofless medieval ruin built around 1300 that still towers dramatically over the village. Nearby is St. Olav's Church, the oldest still-functioning church in the Faroes, dating back to the 12th century. The village also features Roykstoven, a 900-year-old farmhouse still inhabited by the same family for generations. Walking through Kirkjubøur feels like stepping back into the Viking Age with its untouched atmosphere. The views across the sea towards Sandoy add to its mystique, especially during sunset. It's also a spiritual place, where silence and history blend seamlessly. For culture lovers, it is the most authentic place to understand Faroese roots. 5. Kalsoy and the Care Lighthouse. The island of Kalsoy, often called the Flute for its long and narrow shape, is famous for its dramatic cliffs and the iconic Care Lighthouse. Reached via a tunnel system, the island feels remote and adventurous. The lighthouse sits atop a grassy cliff, offering breathtaking views of the surrounding ocean and neighboring islands. It has become world-famous thanks to its appearance in the James Bond film No Time to Die. The hike to Care is not overly difficult, but the reward at the summit is immense. The cliffs drop dramatically into the Atlantic, making the landscape both beautiful and intimidating. Sheep graze peacefully on the green slopes, adding to the serene scenery. The island also tells the legend of the Seal Woman, a Faroese myth tied deeply to its culture. Kalsoy is a must for those seeking both cinematic views and folklore. The island's dramatic cliffs drop steeply into the ocean, offering heart-stopping panoramas that feel almost otherworldly. Villages like Myklidalur preserve legends of the Selkie woman, blending myth with daily life in a way that makes the island unforgettable. The ferry ride to Kalsoy itself is an adventure, granting visitors sweeping views of surrounding islands before they even set foot ashore. 6. Mykkins. Mykkins is often called the paradise of seabirds, making it a dream for birdwatchers. The island is famous for its puffin colonies, which nest along the grassy cliffs during summer. Reaching the island involves a boat or helicopter trip, adding to its sense of remoteness. A highlight is the hike to the Mykkins Islet, connected by a footbridge over the ocean. At the end of the hike stands a picturesque lighthouse overlooking dramatic sea stacks. The puffins here are remarkably tame, allowing close encounters and perfect photography opportunities. The island's landscapes are wild, with cliffs, green valleys, and crashing waves. With few permanent residents, Mykkins feels like an untouched sanctuary of nature. Visiting Mykkins is like experiencing the Faroe Islands in their purest form. Every step feels like walking in a living postcard of raw Atlantic beauty. 7. Vestmanna Bird Cliffs. The Vestmanna Cliffs, located on Tórshavn, are one of the most popular natural attractions in the Faroes. Towering hundreds of meters above the sea, the cliffs are best experienced by boat tours that navigate narrow straits, grottos, and sea arches. These cliffs are home to thousands of seabirds, including puffins, guillemots, and fulmars. The sight of birds circling the dramatic rock faces is unforgettable. The experience combines breathtaking geology with rich wildlife. The sound of crashing waves echoes through the caves, amplifying the sense of awe. The tours often include fascinating stories about Viking history and local legends. Mist and changing weather make the scenery mystical and ever-changing. For nature and adventure lovers, Vestmanna offers one of the most thrilling boat trips in the Faroes. It's a place where land, sea, and sky meet in their most dramatic form. Every visit feels different, shaped by weather, light, and the restless ocean. 8. Sandoy. Known as the Sand Island, Sandoy offers softer, more tranquil landscapes compared to the ruggedness of other islands. It is one of the best places to experience traditional Faroese farming and village life. The island features long sandy beaches, rare in the Faroes, that stretch against the dramatic backdrop of mountains. Sandoy is also home to picturesque villages with colorful houses and churches. A new subsea tunnel now makes the island more accessible than ever. Bird cliffs surround parts of the island, making it popular among ornithologists. Its slower pace of life offers a contrast to the busier hubs of Tórshavn and Eysturoy. The beaches at Sandr are especially atmospheric in misty weather. Sandoy is the place to see the Faroes' gentler, pastoral side. It reveals the quieter soul of the islands, where tradition thrives unbroken. Time seems to move slower here, letting visitors truly breathe in the Faroese way of life. Evenings on Sandoy are magical, with sunsets reflecting across its calm waters. The villagers' hospitality adds warmth to the already welcoming atmosphere. It is the best island to feel the Faroese balance between land, sea, and community. 9. Viðareiði. Viðareiði, on the island of Viðareiði, is the northernmost settlement in the Faroe Islands. Surrounded by towering mountains and open sea, it feels like the edge of the world. The village church, sitting near the shoreline, has a dramatic backdrop of cliffs and waves. From here, hiking trails lead to some of the highest mountains in the Faroes, including Villingadalsfjall. The views from these summits are astonishing, stretching over the Northern Isles. The setting is rugged yet peaceful, making it perfect for contemplative travelers. Stormy weather makes the scenery even more powerful and dramatic. Legends say the area has been inhabited since Viking times, adding to its mystique. Viðareiði is a place of raw beauty and unforgettable horizons. Standing here, you truly sense the wild heartbeat of the North Atlantic. It feels like the last frontier, where land surrenders to the endless sea. Sunrises here illuminate the cliffs in pink and gold, creating dreamlike views. The silence of the place allows visitors to feel deeply connected with nature. Viðareiði captures the essence of Faroese wilderness in its purest state. 10. Múlafossur Waterfall, Gjógv. Múlafossur is perhaps the most photographed spot in the Faroe Islands, and for good reason. Located near the village of Gjógv on Vágar, this waterfall drops straight from green cliffs into the Atlantic Ocean. The setting looks almost surreal, with the picturesque village in the background and dramatic cliffs all around. Once very isolated, Gjógv became accessible by road only after the construction of a tunnel in 2004. Today, it's an iconic symbol of Faroese nature. The waterfall changes with the seasons, sometimes roaring with power, other times soft and gentle. Sunsets here are breathtaking, painting the cliffs and sea in golden light. Sheep graze casually near the edge, adding to the postcard-like scenery. Standing before Múlafossur feels like witnessing the raw poetry of the North Atlantic. It is the single most iconic image of the Faroe Islands, forever etched in memory. Visitors often say it feels like standing at the very edge of the world. The surrounding cliffs echo with the sound of waves, adding drama to the view. Photographers flock here year-round to capture its ever-changing moods. Múlafossur is not just a sight, it's the symbol of the island's untamed beauty.